Hello, everybody. I am extremely excited to introduce Zach from Kreios Media. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about how I came across Zach. He sent me a LinkedIn communication, which was really interesting because the LinkedIn communication, as many of you know, I'm always evaluating copy and messaging. And the LinkedIn communication was very short and very provocative. And it spoke to what is known as a pain point. I don't remember what it was. I'll try to remember it. It was something like, it's something about, it's kind of lonely being a business owner. And then he said something about what you do and let's talk. And for some reason I said, I like this. I like it's a really direct messaging, and I'm always looking for resources for my clients to launch their brands. So I contacted Zach, and the first thing I did is I went to his website. And what struck me, Zach, it's interesting, what struck me right away is you were offering the services that I have been trying to develop in the last year based upon a lot of training I've received, from ClickFunnels, from Rick Valentine, who is specifically, he deals with, helping coaches build sales funnels, and also, with website and design. Zach, you can say a little bit more about this, but what really stood out for me is that what you have created with Kreios Media is kind of a future version of what I wanted my company, One Field, to be. And it was really exciting to see this because I thought, well, this is kind of a modeling for me how to do these services. And also what struck me is you had some very specific case studies. And what we did is we connected. You had a wonderful system for setting up an appointment, and I watched every single stage of this. Like, okay, is there going to be any broken links? Is there going to be any things? Because so often when you work with companies, they just drop the ball on the small things. But everything worked impeccably, and it also kind of gave me the idea of a joy and a passion in the kind of things you do. So I wanted to introduce you, Zach, and then we can kind of talk a little bit about what you do and why you do it and the kind of people you like to serve. So hello, Zach. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Hey, so thanks for having me on this interview. And so we're gonna start with what I started.
Yeah, I was really impressed by how you kind of used, your personal challenges to really evolve a high degree of service consciousness. So, a lot of the people I work with are coaches, they're personal development master teachers. They work in the mind, body, spirit, the health and the wellness, the well-being, and also technology. And what you have done, you've done a few posts about your own personal challenges and how that actually evolved you into kind of a high degree of service consciousness in the work you do. And, it also speaks to the kind of people that I love working with, or coaches. They use their own challenges and their own difficulties to bring service to the world. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how you develop Kreios Media from any difficulties and personal challenges that you have, because you're talking to coaches here, so they hear this stuff all the time.
Yeah, so basically, for my agency Kreios, we help coaches build authority and build their personal brand and get more qualified sales, because I know that they are tired of unqualified people working with them. So the goal of Kreios Media is just to help coaches grow, make more sales, make more positive impact in the world. So yeah, this is long story short. So where it began, like I was 12 years old and I had a passion for drawing and design and art. So I used to draw every day. When I was at school, I was always drawing. My teachers were always worried about me. And yeah, so yeah, then I was into the digital world. I want to expand to the digital world. So I found out about graphic design. So I started watching graphic design tutorials, practicing a lot of designs. Like if I go to my portfolio now, I have more than 2,000 design projects since the beginning. So yeah, and then after that, I keep doing design just for fun. not for money or something. And then I got a freelance gig. One guy was impressed by my design, and he was like, "I need your help." So I just worked with him, and he was very impressed. Then I got many other clients just through referrals, and yeah, that's how I start. I started as a normal freelancer, and then uh, I knew what I want to do in the future. I want to be an entrepreneur. So I found out that I need to scale to an agency. So I scaled my freelance business to an agency,
Yes,
and
that's
and I
fantastic.
and then I was doing all type of works. UI UX design. For those who don't know what is UI UX design, it's user interface design. Like we design the
User
mockup for
interface. And
websites and
yeah,
stuff.
what that is it's when somebody comes onto an app or a website, it's how it works, is like the structure of it and how it
Yeah.
interfaces with the user.
Yeah, I used to do branding design, designing logos, packaging and stuff, social media posts, and I was getting a lot of clients through that. But I knew if I want to scale massively, I need to just focus on one thing and be very, very good at it.
Yeah.
So
And
before
oh,
that,
but
I was
by the way, I want to just interrupt you. So everybody who's listening to this, I really invite you. What Zach is describing is all of the things that I am not as good at. And that a lot of you really love and a lot of you are looking for in a cost-effective way. So just something to keep. Yeah, tell us more, Zach.
thanks. So basically, before that, I was nominated 4 times as award finalist on Upload's challenge, where they wanted to do a redesign for YouTube, redesign for Netflix. So I participated in the challenge in my freelancing days, and I was a finalist. So finalist, sorry. So after that, I sketched an agency. I kept going with my clients, getting referrals and stuff. But then I decided to focus on one thing. First, I need to decide a niche. Yeah, so basically, I after I got my first freelance gig, I believe it was for $34, and I was more than happy with it. And I still remember what I did with that. I bought some gifts for my mom and my sisters. So yeah, and then I kept doing what I'm doing, uh, doing some artworks and stuff. So I finished high school, and then now I have to decide what should I do with my future. And I ended up doing engineering school, IT engineering, and actually I was good at it, but it's not something that I like because I'm more of a creative
Yeah.
type person, and engineering requires to be a more technical guy. So I I didn't like it, and I went through depression, many therapists and stuff. And one day I still remember I was okay. I have two options. Either I'm gonna stay like that, and yeah, keep blaming whatever and play like a victim, or I'm gonna do something with my future. I decided to pay back those who helped me. There were some coaches who helped me. So the way to the idea here is I just want to help those people, help more people like me. Like if, for example, if I can help a coach make more impact in the world, that's the goal. So
Yeah,
I don't know if the idea is clear here, and yeah. So what I decided to do is work solely with coaches, and especially life coaches, sales coach, everyone who helps some people, and I'm gonna work with them. So now what I do exactly with Kreios is I gathered all my past experience when it comes to content creation and design, funnels, landing page, websites, and create one main offer, which is the flagship program, where I literally take care, me and my team. What I love doing is doing designs. So I kept going with my freelance gig, met some beautiful person, and a guy still remember his name. He runs a marketing agency, and he used to outsource work for me. And his clients loved me a lot because I was like reliable and a lot of stuff. So they referred me to their friends, their business partners and stuff. So I kept growing and expanding. And then I decided to sketch an agency because I always wanted to be an
Yes,
entrepreneur.
that is so powerful. You know, one thing is that people who work with agencies have a great advantage because they've worked with a larger company with more resources that do things at usually a pretty impeccable way, even though they may drop the ball in a lot of ways. And, you know, if people work for agencies, they can really kind of leverage that training and also learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, that's what happened. I sketched an agency, kept going with my clients, and yeah, and from there everything went well. So I kept going, getting clients through referrals, happy clients, happy clients, happy clients, and then I decided to scale more. So what I found is I should reach out to people like me who have the same ambition, the same stuff. So I found your profile, and then I decided to connect with you on LinkedIn and see if we can do some partnerships and stuff. That's in a nutshell.
So what inspired you to do this type of work when there are so many other, and we'll talk a little bit more about what else Kreios Media does, because you also create client acquisition systems. You know, you build sales funnels, you help with the websites. So what inspired you to do that type of work when there are so many other like client acquisition systems, so many gurus, so many online methods for growing people's brand? I mean, everywhere you look, and people really wants to just find something reliable, something that they won't have to keep reinventing the wheel. So what sets the work that you do and your team does apart from these other brands and these other systems?
Yeah, actually, when I tried to launch my new offer, because I know design alone is not enough. So in order to get paid well and scale massively, I have to do something that provides value. So without burning out the quality of the work. So I decided to reposition my agency to a conversion-focused design business, and which is we're gonna create some designs that conversion focused to help you make more sales and reach out to more people. So I believe there are a lot of marketing agencies in the world, a lot of web design agencies, a lot of like the competition is massive. Like I can't imagine if you don't have reference, uh, you're gonna go broke. So I decided to see what is my competitive advantage, and I took a look at my competitors. And let's start, for example, with ads agencies. Ads agencies, this, but before that, let's go to the basics. In order for someone to buy from you, he needs to go through some steps. First, from unaware to aware, to trust you, to like you, and then they can buy. So the problem I'm finding with these ads agencies, they tell you to pay, I think 5K, 7K setup fee plus monthly retainer plus ad budget, so they can just put you in front of a cold audience that doesn't know you, doesn't trust you, doesn't like you. And so the problem here is when you're gonna get some leads, they are not educated or nurtured or anything. They are just cold. So the quality gonna be so low, and they're gonna be unqualified and a lot of stuff. So we're gonna find a hard time with selling them your service. And in the other side, if we go to creative agencies, they just sell you whatever, like they sell you content without any strategy, or they sell you the aesthetic, a beautiful website, a beautiful design, but it's not enough. Yeah, beautiful design is good for branding, but how are you going to acquire clients? So I decided to create something very unique, which is a mix between content and funnels. So what I do is content is to get the attention, get more eyeballs in your offer, and build the reciprocity with your audience. Uh, then that's okay. That's the good part. The other part is how you're gonna convert those eyeballs and these audiences to money and sales, or to more people to impact and help in other way. So most content agencies just offer you the content and they leave you. That okay, this is it. Take care. So what I decided to do is we're gonna check off your content, and then we're gonna check off the conversion mechanism to convert those eyeballs into qualified leads, which is content and funnels. This is it. Simple as that. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And, I love the simplicity of that and also the personal responsibility. It sounds like what you're really called toward is results. And, having the people you work with have a personal experience, a personal relationship with you, and you really creating the follow through to ensure the results. And let's talk a little bit more about this. I'd also really like to connect, speaking of personal responsibility, connect, with what our coaches are all about. Now, a lot of our coaches, they come from spiritual psychology training, specifically things that involve you taking personal responsibility for everything, even things that seem to happen to you, but turning them around into life lessons. It's a very powerful paradigm. So what inspired you about working to help coaches in personal development, spiritual and mind and body spirit teachers and healers? What inspires you to work with these specific people? Because you mentioned that you've also had, challenges that I can relate to very much, even like depression and, kind of, dips in the road when you're trying to really achieve the things you love. So yeah, I'd love to hear about kind of, I think maybe our answers might be kind of the same in a lot of ways.
Yeah, actually, one of the things that helps me with my depression is biohacking and stuff. So I was always researching and following some life coaches like Tony Robbins and a lot of Lois, always sorry for mispronunciation. So a lot of these coaches, I was following them and listening to their podcasts. So they helped me a lot. So what I decided to do is, like, I know the world is not all about the money. Like, to be honest, yes, the money is important. It's very important. But sometimes you are in a stage where money is not enough. You need fulfillment. So what I decided to do is do something fulfilling and making me money at the same time. So I was like, okay, there are a lot of coaches out there who need help with their marketing strategy, with a lot of stuff. So why not just help them and pay back what they did with me indirectly? So what I did is decided to work with coaches, uh, personal trainers, life coaches, and a lot of type of coaches. And yeah, that's what I did, and focused on helping those coaches and working with them.
It's wonderful. I mean, what this brings forward is what so many of us know is the power of the globalization that is created from the digital age. The fact that, I mean, you're in Morocco,
Yeah.
I'm here in Los Angeles, yet we are connecting with the same wisdom sources. We're in an age, we're like in the informational age, where like ancient wisdoms are accessible to everybody without an encyclopedia or a trip to the library. And we're also all connecting with kind of common wisdoms. And, I I really feel like I'm always in school doing the work I do. And I'm a school for happiness and well-being, and I'm in a school for health, and I'm a school for being of service to others. So I wanted to ask you, do you have any advice? I get this all the time. Do you have any advice about non-techies, people who are just not in the technical realm, choosing a tech team?
Okay.
People ask me this all the time.
It's not mine. This coach is not mine, but I've heard it before. If if the tech doesn't make your life easier, don't use it. That's simple. So
It's a good simple answer too.
so simple. I
But
like
yeah, it's
simplicity. So
trusting also. I mean, it's like, it's something that often is overwhelming to people.
Yeah,
And you know what,
yeah,
I've coached people on dealing with tech, and often is to just kind of let loose and just kind of have fun with an experiment and not have a timeline. But if they're bringing on a tech team, what do they need to know? Is it just a matter of working with them for a while and just seeing, like, how do you work with people if they're not quite, they're a little resistant to just handing technology things over
yeah.
and burn before?
I Yeah, I believe there is no problem with not being tech savvy or something, because I believe each one has its speciality. For example, if I'm good at tech, there is some life coaches who are good at dealing with life and stuff. So we can always learn from each other. So I don't think they should see it as vulnerable. I don't know how to say it. I don't know, like they don't have to see it as a weakness. So
Hmm.
so what I say, sometimes the tech team is responsible for that. They should educate them in a bird eye view, on how to do it. So as I said, if it doesn't make your life easier, don't use it. And because I can see a lot of SaaS companies that are launching some tech stuff and softwares just so they can sell more, but they make the business complicated.
Mm.
And just recently, I ended up a lot of subscription, and I only kept, let me check, I only kept just 4 or 5 softwares. That's it, because most of them are just distractions. Because I believe simplicity scales and complexity fails. So you just need to keep it simple. Use only the software you need. For example, here's a quick tip what I've done to make it easier. Each business is separated to 3 stuff: marketing, sales, and your offer and service delivery. So just use 2 to 3 softwares on each section. For example, for marketing, I'm gonna need a sales funnel only. Okay, I need a ClickFunnels or WordPress or whatever. I need Active Campaign
Yes.
for email campaigns. So that's it. For sales, I need Calendly for booking meetings and Zoom to host the meetings. That's it.
Streamlined. So
Yeah,
that's very powerful. And I know you also had a recent post or blog about website or sales funnel. No.
yeah.
In
That's
other words, you
another
may just
subject.
need one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very good subject to talk about. Like, I don't know if you want to talk about it right now
Yeah.
or.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I want to let's keep this focused and streamlined, because what I want to encourage everybody is to just speak with Zach personally. You know, we want to just bring this communication out and then just get in, just talk about your project, your specific thing. But let's do touch upon something that I think everybody wants to know about. You know, everybody wants to know, okay, how much is something going to cost? And above all, they want to, not only that, they want to, beyond that, be confident that they can see value from their investment. So how do you price your services? And, you know, what can, when you speak with clients, when you get a sense of what they need, how and what can, you know, clients expect for when they invest in you and your services?
Yeah. So you want to start with the pricing, right?
Yeah, I mean, how do you price, and how do you do it in a way so that clients can assess value, so they can see value and they can continue to trust you, and the relationship can build, and they can be really confident of their return on investment?
Yes. So first, my approach when it comes to this, dealing with clients, I don't like that salesy, sleazy type of relationship with the client. I'm gonna use some techniques to close you and blah 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 blah. So
Ah, yeah, a
I
lot of
don't like
people talk
that.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I just educate the client. Here's what this can do for you. Here's what this can do for you, and you have the final decision. So I'm not gonna force you to do something. So basically, when it comes to my approach, it's very unique, but it's very like I have a competitive advantage when it comes to that. And let's start with the pricing. For the pricing, I usually charge like between $2,500 to $7,000, and there is some rare cases when I work with big brands where I charge $15,000, $20,000. But the project's more complicated. It's not just simple funnel or something like that. So that's when it comes to the pricing. I can't just give one pricing because it depends on each client needs, what they need help with, and what's their goal. And yeah, so that's it when it comes to the pricing. And let's talk when it comes to the results. Yeah, so for the results, we only, like in life in general, and life coaches will relate to me a lot. In life, you only control the input and the output will take care of itself. So what we do is we focus on the inputs, because I can see that a lot of agency out there just give us your money and we're gonna make you 10x return, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And at the end, they fail. Why? Because they have one strict outcome, they said, without knowing the case of that client. They don't know what's the problem and what does he need help with. So I can't give a quantifiable outcome when it comes to that. I need to work with each client and see. But the strategy I just shared with you when it comes to content, to a funnel and stuff, it's battle tested and proven, and it's done by many 7- and 8-figure coaches. And like I can literally share the screen with you and give you case study by case study of them using it. And I think I showed you one on a previous call.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And I was very impressed with that. So what can you say to those who've gotten burned before in this, who've maybe spent a lot of money, who've gone to agencies, they've dropped it, they haven't seen results. People have spent a lot of money trying to launch their services and products and not getting anything in return.
Yeah, when it comes to that, I can't blame the agency and I can't blame the person, the client, because it depends. But in general, there is something called the bottleneck principle. It's called the bottleneck principle.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. This is great.
You just see where it's the bottleneck. For example, I always like to give this example. Business only 3: marketing, sales, and your offer. So you just make an audit where I'm stuck. Is this my offer? Is this my marketing? Is this my sales? If it's my offer, of course, if I'm gonna work in an agency, they are not gonna deliver results, because you see them sometimes delivering results for someone and they can't deliver results for them. It was like, why? Is the problem with me or them or what? So usually the problem is your offer. So you need to work on your offer. What I do with my business, because as I said, my approach is to serve my clients. I did an extra step, which is on the onboarding form. I give them a worksheet where they can work on their offer. It's a simple worksheet where they're going to work on their offer and make sure it's a product market fit. So if your offer is not a product market fit, it's not something the market wants, you can hire the best marketers, the best copywriters, the best whatever, it's not going to work. Don't try. Because marketing and sales will only amplify your offer. So if you have a good offer, they're going to get you more sales. If you have a bad offer, it's not going to work. And sometimes the problem is not the offer. The problem is their marketing or sales. So that's the responsibility of the agency. That's 100% the responsibility of the agency. So I think that's it. It's simple. I don't know why people like to make business complicated. Business is simple, not easy, but simple. So just see where you have the bottleneck. Is it in the offer? Is it in the marketing? It's in the sales. And then you can take a good decision whether you need an agency or you need someone to help you with your offer. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of the gurus and the teachers I've worked with are fond of saying there's only one bottleneck. There's only one bottleneck. You know, it may seem like there's more, but there's only one, because that's the one you want to focus on. And it changes. It'll change. Like sometimes mine is fulfillment, you know, getting the work out there. Sometimes mine is acquisition, sales, bringing people in, you know, and it makes things simple. I love how you make things simple. You know, I also, you know, just before we leave, I would love to hear you just share about, you just brought forward this very concise plan about your services. I'd love to have you share about that. I already know what it is. I can't wait to hear about it from you.
Yeah, actually, as I said before, I was offering web design, funnels. I know they are connected when it comes to the skill set. Like a web designer can make you a funnel, but when it comes to the expertise, it's totally different. You need a good copywriter, good strategist, and stuff. So I used to do branding, design, and stuff, and I was like stuck. I had the bottleneck principle. I had the bottleneck myself on my offer. So what I did is I did the bottleneck principle. Okay, I don't have problem with acquisition. I'm getting clients through referrals. That's fine. But if I want to go to a cold audience that doesn't know me, it's gonna be so hard to sell them everything and like web design, funnels and stuff. I just need to focus.
Yes, yes.
So I'm a creative type of person, so it's very hard to stick to one thing. Because one day I want to offer web design, and one day I want to offer funnels. So I was like, maybe I'm focused only on this delivery, and I'm not focused on the outcome. So what's the thing that's gonna help my clients the most? Because I believe people don't buy the deliverables, they buy the results. So a client will not care if they need a web design or a funnel, they just want the results. So okay, what my clients want? Okay, they want to build a brand, they want to impact more people. How can I do that? They need eyeballs on their offer. So how they gonna get eyeballs on their offer? It's content. They are not gonna spend thousands of dollars on ads to get some cold leads that doesn't know them. They are not gonna do like content is the way. Okay, done. First step of the process, the first pillar of my offer is content. They're gonna make you. We're gonna put your business in front as many eyeballs as possible. Then what's the second problem? How are they gonna convert those eyeballs and monetize them? Okay, what's the one deliverable I did before that converted eyeballs into sales? It's funnel, it's a landing page, and funnel sales. So, okay, this is the process. First, we're gonna onboard you with a streamlined onboarding process. By the way, talking about onboarding, I can see many agencies just spend days and hours on onboarding. We have a streamlined onboarding process. So to avoid the back and forth on emails because we respect both our times as business owners. So just on onboarding for you're gonna feel we're gonna get all what that we need. Okay, the attention. Attention, they're gonna need eyeballs. We're gonna do that via content. So and content, it's not just content. Like you can just hire someone for $5 and he's gonna create for you a piece of content. So why us and not someone on Fiverr or not another creative agency? The content, the content needs to be with a strategy. So that's why you can see someone with just 10,000 followers making tons of money. The example I showed you, the guy who's making 7 figures a year. He has just, I believe, $15 followers on his Instagram, and he's making a lot of money. And you can see some people with more than 1 million followers, and they are barely making $5, $5,000. So why is that?
Yeah.
Why? Because they both post content, they both get attention, but they don't know how. They don't have a strategy. For example, the one who got a lot of followers, he doesn't have a strategy when it comes to content, and he don't know how to monetize it via funnels. So first, we're gonna start with content. We make a strategy for the content, and we leverage the algorithm of reels and shorts and TikToks. Because lately we've seen a trend which is shorts, reels, and TikToks. So short form content, because the attention span of people is very short. So to build the audience, you're gonna need to put some reels and short video content where you send us some raw footage or some old YouTube videos of yours. We're gonna cut them, edit them, and clean them and turn them into short form content with some captions.
Yeah. And, I think this also kind of speaks to the fact that a lot of us are just tired of the internet. We're just tired of being online, and we just kind of want to see short things. We want to see short things that'll just tell us, so we don't have to. I mean, obviously, we can troll around line and all the bright, shiny things capture our attention and everything. But what if those bright, shiny things captured us and then brought us into a space of wow, this is going to change my life. This is a profound value. I just love this.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Like we're gonna create short form content so we can pop up on people's feeds and reels and stuff. So you're gonna get their attention. So they're gonna visit your profile and get into your ecosystem. Now, boom, that's the first way. They are into your system. They are aware of you. They went from unaware to aware. That's good. That's the first step. Now we need to indoctrinate them with your content and nurture them. And then, so when it comes to attention, it's done. Now, how are we going to convert this attention? The best thing you can do is have a landing page, plug it in your bio with a VSL, which is a video sales letter. It's like a mini webinar, 10 to 15 minutes video in top of your website, or better say in your landing page, because the website is going to have a low conversion rate. So to your landing page where you're going to see the video and book a call, and then you can capture their emails. So even if they don't show up to the call or they are unqualified, you can keep nurturing them and building a list. Because I believe you shouldn't build your audience on social media, because you see what happened. Like to a lot of gurus out there, they got banned on social media and bumped. They lost all their leads. So money in the list, as Russell Brunson said. So we help you build an email list, and then. Yeah, like that's it. That's the process. You're gonna create content to get attention, to make them aware of you and like you, and you're gonna create a funnel to convert this attention into sales and clients opportunities.
And this is how, yeah, this is how we connected. I mean, you know, I have been developing sales funnels with video sales letters, and what a lot of my clients have found is that this system that Rick Valentine, he's another guru working specifically with coaches, he really says that there's a lot of value in not just giving stuff away for free, because then you just get a lot of what they call tire kickers. They're just checking things out, but they're not going to buy. But if you know, if you have a product, a high value, low cost product for like $5.90, which is a kind of magic number, then they demonstrate that they open their wallets for something that speaks to the value that you're delivering and solves maybe a little problem for them. And then it brings them into a funnel where you can really bring them into your world. And again, it doesn't have to be simple. You know, Zach, I just want to say that I really connect with the joy you have of doing this. It's contagious. And we all just want to have a lot of fun. We want to learn. We're here to learn. We've had experiences, you know, this is a learning environment that we're in this world, but at the same time, connecting with the joy of other people doing things masterfully and really loving what they're doing. It's contagious and it creates a lot of success. So thank you so much, Zach, for being with us. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I think I covered everything. Like, and by the way, if you need any help, I'm talking to coaches out there. If you need any help, or if you have any questions, you can give them my email or stuff, so they can contact me, and like I'm available. I always try to share goodwill in the world, because I believe it's kind of selfish, but I believe in karma. So if I share goodwill, I'm gonna get it somewhere else. So yeah, if you need any help or anything, just contact me and I can answer. Thanks.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, you're welcome.